The following is brought to you by the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
You're listening to the Ricky and Clive Wrestling Show. Listener discretion is advised at all times.
Hello and thank you once again for downloading and listening to another episode of the Ricky and Clive Wrestling Show, part of the Social Suplex Podcast Network. My name's Clive and I am joined by Ricky. How are you tonight, Ricky?
I'm doing very well tonight. Yourself?
I've been better. I'm feeling a tad under the weather.
I know, you were telling me earlier on. Do you know what? Obviously, my advice is take some medication, but you should go watch Roman Reigns 2017 promo of the year. That'll make you feel better.
Oh dear, not this again.
I told you in the messenger group I was going to say it straight away, so now we've got that out of the way. Let's move on.
I expected you to say it quicker than that, actually.
Oh, just cut you off.
Right, I want to talk about John Cena.
Straight to the point, I like it.
John, is it Felix?
Fucking noise.
John Felix Anthony Cena. He's been like the focal point, or very close to it, for 16 years, and he's had that commercial success that has seen his face chiselled onto the Mount Rushmore of wrestling. According to ProFightDB.com, I looked this up earlier, he's headlined 114 pay-per-views. He sits only like 5 behind Triple H. He's worked with the Make-A-Wish Foundation over 500 times, and now, slowly but surely, he's becoming a household name in Hollywood. So I can understand, right, from a kayfabe sense, that the success has went to his head. This year, shock horror, he's come to the realisation that he doesn't have many WrestleManias left. There is a stinky, fetid air of desperation about him these days, and I don't care how captivating and shoot style he is on the mic. We've got there's a faster wrestling happening at the moment, arguably more pleasing on the eye, with, again, arguably the best crop of pure talent we've got ever. Cena's got 1 foot, what was it, Reebok pumps? Is that what it was?
No idea, man. I don't pay much attention to the guy, if I'm honest.
Well, he's got 1 Reebok pump in WWE and the other is in Hollywood. So obviously he's not fully focused in wrestling. Yet he still doesn't seem to realise this. He's trying to have his cake and eat it. He mentioned in his promos with Reigns back at the No Mercy build, and also in his podcast with Edge and Christian, that he would take more of a back seat, but he has to keep coming back as the people there currently aren't ready to take charge. Half the time they're not allowed to take charge, just so you can have the spotlight. Does he realise the damage he's done to some... See, Corbin, I know he might be a lost cause, but a lot of that is down to what happened with Cena at SummerSlam.
I want to quickly cut you off, if you don't mind.
Okay.
What you just says, sorry for interrupting, what you just says that he said in the Edge and Christian podcast and in the shoot style promo against Roman that he only comes back because people are not ready, people are not taking his spot. Motherfucker, compare yourself to where Roman was. You compare yourself to where Roman was right now to your time, your careers.
Me?
In Roman, no, sorry, Cena. So compare yourself after being in a singles guy after about 4 years or whatever. Compare your careers. Roman is light years ahead of you. And this absolute nonsense that Roman isn't over or Roman isn't the number one guy, whatever, how do you define who the number one guy in the company is, right? Mm-hmm. Different ways, but to suggest Roman's not took Cena's place, sort of from the merchandise and all the Make-A-Wish stuff, etc., Roman is that guy, and like you say, Cena can talk his bullshit all he's want and people can fight and resist it, but Roman is that guy.
Yes.
Sorry, and you can continue. I just wanted to say that because the Roman hate is fucking ridiculous.
It's not as bad as it used to be, though.
It's not. I find it more irritating now because it's almost like people they can look past his. I'm not going to say he's like one of the best wrestlers ever or anything like that, but he's a really damn good wrestler.
I'm sure you've said on this show. I'm sure you've said on this show that he is the best.
Probably. He is a damn good wrestler, and people just ignore that because he's forced down their throat. But then you got other people who actually say, "No, do you know what? The guy is a really, really good wrestler, but we still can't take to him because he's not got over organically." And it's like, what a load of shite! Just enjoy his fucking matches.
Well, that's the thing. The Reigns match that they had, Cena ruined that with his carry on walking away from the ring. But he lost to Reigns when all was said and done. He turned up at Survivor Series to sell a new T-shirt range. He shat the bed at the Royal Rumble, shat the bed in the Gauntlet, the Raw Gauntlet match, shat the bed at Elimination Chamber, but he still thinks he's owed something. So what does he do? He waltzes over to the B show, strong arms McMahon into giving him qualifiers and title shots. He gets that title shot, and then he goes on to the different brand the next week. He goes back over to Raw to boast about his exploits on the worst booked show that WWE have got going just now. And while he's on that... Right, what?
Wait.
I'm on a roll here.
The best thing about it was he never even he was not even on Smackdown this week.
Oh, right, he calls out AJ saying, why don't you just make it a triple threat at Mania? AJ isn't there to speak for himself because yet again he went over to the superior show where he failed continuously to say I did well on Smackdown, and then after he bulling a China shops his way into the Smackdown main event on Sunday, he's not even on the go home show for the pay-per-view. The go home show for the pay-per-view that he just hijacked. Sorry, right, go away, go to Hollywood, go be a poor man's Dwayne Johnson. Suffering succotash, son.
and for him to have the cheek and the gall to turn around and say the stuff he said about The Rock all those years ago, that he's a sellout, blah blah blah, he should just go back to Hollywood and he won't be doing shit like that. You're like, the first opportunity you got, you done it and you ran. And it doesn't bother me that it doesn't. Like, that's fine. Like, he's legit of when it, like, people have like different perceptions of the greatest of all time, right? When it comes to like the Mount Rushmore of wrestling, right? Four guys you would say that enhanced or took it to another level would have to be Hogan, Rock, Austin, and Cena.
I'm thinking more from a commercial point of view for that Mount Rushmore.
Not so much wrestling and stuff. No, definitely not. But like you said, commercial and bringing more eyes to the product and appealing more to mainstream. In that sense, we've enhanced like the wrestling business. Like Ric Flair, for instance, it was great in the ring, and he obviously had quite a lot of commercial appeal and things like that. But Cena's on a whole different level from arguably all of them. Maybe not actually. I think they're all just about the same. But it's like I said, so it doesn't bother me that like he's in Hollywood and stuff like that. But it's like, when you come back, can you just make it look like you're making an effort? Because that Roman Reigns match was an absolute fucking disgrace. His style recently in the last sort of 6 months has just been very weird. His demeanour's been very strange. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what's going on in his head. I don't know if it's just a case of like he just doesn't want to be there. I don't think it's that, because I don't think he doesn't come across that kind of person where he's going to be that disrespectful. But don't know what's going on in his head. But I don't care if I see him again.
See, to a certain extent, it's quite entertaining seeing him just lose the rag.
It seems he's legit having a midlife crisis yet again, right in front of our eyes.
He's falling apart at the seams. There was a tweet that I wanted to mention. Is it Mazza from the right side of the pond on Lords of Pain tweeted out something like, Cena said the future has to go through him, and when the future does go through him, he's all, oh, my Mania match, oh. It's like, listen, do you know what I mean? I just had to get that off my chest because
I think I saw that tweet as well. I think I saw that tweet.
I think I might have retweeted it or something. But
maybe.
I mean, come on, man. I know we've moved on. There's a lot of wrestlers out there just now who are going to struggle to get a match on the main card because he's desperate to get included on the Mania card, even though he's not really needed anymore. We've got all the superstars now. And we should when we say things like he's desperate to get on it, we're talking in that sense. I'm looking at it from like a kayfabe storyline angle, right? But at the same time, you just know, like, you can't say for a fact, but he's obviously got some pull backstage, and I can't think for the life of me why he's in this fatal six-way on a six-pack challenge on Sunday. Aye.
I don't understand this whole, see if it's someone goes, he enhances the match, like, right, well, if that's the case, then let's just fucking throw Brock Lesnar in every single match, or just throw Cena in every single match. If that's the case, like, it makes no sense. That match is fucked as it was from the beginning. I was still kind of looking forward to it, and you didn't need to add anyone else to it because it's become an even more clusterfuck.
Aye, and they've given away that match on free on SmackDown this week. The
fatal five-way.
The five-way. See, right, I get from a wrestling point of view, we've said many times WWE do the multi-man matches very well, and this time you've actually got quite a few guys who've got really impressive offense, like the sort of high-flying stuff that we all like, right?
It's a good combination.
So multi-man with high-flying offense, that's going to be good. But they just...
It is, and I think you've also got like the power of Corbin as well, which will counter that as well, and obviously KO is quite versatile himself, but
that should be a
why is he in it?
That should be a t-shirt, the power of Corbin.
Mm-hmm. And why the fuck is it a fatal five-way, and why the fuck is Corbin and Dolph Ziggler in it? We had this rant a couple of weeks ago. It makes no sense, but obviously we're talking about Cena, but just like, and I don't know if sad is the right word, because remember when he done his US title, when his US Open Challenge, and even just before it and after it, like he was like putting some stellar matches together. He was putting 4-star non-stop, coupled in with a few 5-star potential type matches. On Raw, he had back-to-back weeks match against Cesaro, which went like 20 minutes long each match, and they were amazing. That was some of the best work I've seen from Cena. The
second Cesaro match from that wee double bill was one of my favourite matches that year, actually. But
it wasn't like we says it that year. Like, Cena is honestly putting on like spectacular match after spectacular match, and it wasn't like every other month. It was like legit. It seemed like he was doing it every single week.
Who's to say that it's not because he was jealous of all these internet darlings hogging his cherished limelight? So
maybe it was a case of, I'm going to pick up my game. But then why wouldn't you be at the top of your game against Roman? Like, because you didn't make Roman look bad there. It was you that came off looking really bad.
And he actually came off. He came off looking bad at the Corbin match.
It's weird. I don't understand it.
Cena has lost the plot.
I genuinely, I need someone to explain to me why he's in this match on Sunday. I need someone to explain to me why it's a fatal five-way in the first place, actually, as well.
And well, someone needs to. I don't know. I've not got an answer for you, but we can touch on.
No. It's fed up. I'm fed up with him. Really fed up with him.
Well, we'll just close the show there then.
That's it. Podcast over, guys.
Enjoy the social suplex, the rest of it. No, right. Are you happy that instead of the rumoured fatal five-way that we were going to get for the IC title, that it's now confirmed as a triple threat? So you've got Cena, Finn and Miz.
I mean, that's subject to change because... No...
How do you mean?
Because, no offence to Elias, if it's Braun Elias at WrestleMania, that's a big letdown. And I'm a big Elias fan. I still think somehow they're going to get Braun involved in this.
What, the IC title match?
So, but for the time being, triple threat going to be absolutely fantastic. It really, really is. Miz, sensational stuff on the mic.
Promo of the year 2016, Talking Smack.
Yeah, I'm talking about what he was doing on Monday there as well, but it's really looking forward to it. And I know I kind of agree with you when you say that all three could potentially win, but I still think it's going to come down between Seth and Finn.
Right.
But that's got potential match of the night. Obviously, we don't know the full card, but even no matter what kind of cards you can still put together, that's still going to be one of the matches that everybody's going to look forward to.
Aye, I mean, see, from a storyline point of view, this one does make sense because they've all been butting heads with each other for a number of months now, in some way, shape or form, and Miz has been there, and Finn and Seth have had this really good story going on with each other. But I think Miz is actually going to walk away with the title that night. He's going to keep it because he made mention of Pedro Morales. He'll break his record in 50 days. Is that right?
And we're what?
We're
4 weeks or something? 5 weeks out from Mania?
This is the 7th of March we're recording this, so that's 30 days, 31 days.
Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, he made reference to that, and you know what WWE are like with breaking records these days?
I know, but I think it could go something like maybe Seth or Finn wins it, and pins The Miz, and then you could have a quick feud between Seth and Finn as well for the title. There's, obviously Seth and Finn have been teaming up on house shows as well.
Regularly.
And I know that doesn't necessarily mean it, because house shows are completely different. You need to treat that what happens in a house show is just almost irrelevant at times. Like when you had Triple H teaming up with the Shield and stuff like that, don't get too caught up in it. It's just house shows. We do it for pops, we do it for the day, we give the crowd what they want to see, sort of thing. But do remember Seth and Dean were teaming up for a couple of months before they got back together. So sometimes they do generally like to try things out house shows just to see what kind of reaction they get, if it gets over, etc. But I don't see them being together. I think we're probably going to get a mini sort of feud between Seth and Finn, just maybe for a month, just one quick pay-per-view.
Well, I think this has got the makings of a long-term feud.
See,
technically it has been going on.
I know. I only say a sort of mini quick feud because I think we all sort of expect Seth to be in challenging Roman.
Hopefully.
So, yeah, but I am looking forward to that match. But again, I think there still is a chance that Braun, etc., get added to it because, like I say, according to the rumours that I don't know if you read it, the reason why they've not really addressed what Braun's doing at WrestleMania because they're still not sure what's going to happen with the Roman Reigns steroid scandal, because I think the way they're looking at it is if need be then you'll somehow insert Braun into that match.
See, I just think... I think they're leaving it far too late to start changing their mind about the main event match of Mania that we knew about.
No, I think no.
I just don't.
I think they're only doing it just because apparently their stuff's supposed to be coming out in the next week or so.
See, that's also been said for the last few weeks.
Like I say, it's time. I think you've got to treat it seriously. But like I said, when it first came out, you've also got to look at the source of the information.
Convicted felon.
Exactly, a convicted drug dealer along with whatever else he was doing. So, but I still have a feeling Braun's going to get certain at a Triple Threat because, like I says again, no offence to Elias, like I says, I think he deserves something much bigger.
I think they're starting to rely too heavily on multi-man matches, though. They're all over the place. That just shows how stacked not the right word, just saturated the rosters are.
It could get worse when they do the combined pay-per-views as well, unless each and every single pay-per-view is 6 hours long.
Don't say that.
I mean, it could be true. That's the worrying thing.
Lord.
I think if anything, you'll probably have a longer pre-show. Have a 4-hour show and a potential 2-hour pre-show.
See, the thing about this brand thing, right? Dual brand shows, so there's going to be people that aren't getting on the cards as much. But there's been, I don't even think it's a rumour anymore, that there's going to be Cruiserweight Tag Team titles coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I did a wee Wrestling Squared Circle Facebook group poll, and the majority of people voted for yes, they would be happy to see that. I think it was like 16 to 12 or something like that in the poll. And I'd voted yes, but I'm just not sure, because as I said on there, you've got
I voted yes as well.
You've got a lot of wrestlers who are on 205 Live who are just sort of shuffling their feet and biding their time, and they're in the tag matches no less. I mean, I've not actually finished watching this week, but they had Akira Tozawa and Hideo Itami teaming up for a squash match, so they're already sort of setting the foundations for a wee small tag division. But the tag division would be small, and with the dual brand shows coming up, where and when would 205 Live tag belts be defended?
That's why I think they're going to get a slightly longer pre-show. But I think in terms of the 205 tag belts, it's a good idea as long as it's not just a case of let's just throw these guys in a match just to fill some time. If you actually wanted to work, and I think they will, because obviously Triple H is in charge of it now, I think they will treat it properly. And like you say, you don't necessarily need, dozens of tag team matches, tag teams. If you manage to somehow get like 7 or so, you can still have a good year-long storyline for every single one of them. I think you just need to treat it in the sense that, right, this is a serious thing, and we're not just sort of throwing it out there just to fill up airtime. I think if you treat it with respect, treat it properly, and do it right, it can be very successful, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of talent there, and it can work. I think there's enough talent on 205 to make it work, as long as you do it right. Because obviously, like, you've got a couple of new additions obviously into this tournament. You had Murphy.
Yep, Murphy.
Roddy.
Mark Andrews.
So, who don't actually know what's going to happen with Gargano either. By the way, I don't know why, but I came across I was on 205 Live's Twitter earlier on, and they follow like 13 people or something, and I don't know how recent this is. This could have been like from the very early on, but Johnny Gargano is one of them they follow.
But he's not got a job anymore. He's been sacked.
Just NXT, that is.
He, excuse me, he had his last house show appearance, as far as I'm aware, recently.
I saw someone, and I don't know if, apologies, I don't know if it was in the Facebook Messenger group or it was on Twitter somewhere. I want to say it was Twitter, that they should have Tommaso Ciampa come out whenever he's fully healthy, etc. Just cut his usual sort of typical heel promo and just berating and saying things about about Gargano, and eventually you just have Gargano come running in through the crowd and attack him, and then it's a case of this is an unsanctioned match at Takeover at Mania. I don't know if I think I saw that on Twitter, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's a really good idea actually.
I did see the unsanctioned match thing, and I don't know. I try my very best to avoid spoilers for NXT, the tapings, so I'm not sure of the full card for TakeOver New Orleans, but I think it makes sense.
No, like, I don't know if maybe this person's seen something.
They could have.
And said that, I don't know, but that's all I saw. It was a tweet, and when I saw it, like I says, it seemed like a really good idea, because you get closure on that storyline as well.
Aye, that needs to be done, and I remember that morning I said to you, you need to watch this Cruiserweight Classic match between these two.
And I watched it on the train coming home, and the train was only 3 carriages, and we were jammed in there like sardines, and when was it? The
lungbuster powerbomb.
Yes, off the side of the ring.
No, right. I think you're thinking about the air raid siren.
Oh, was I? Sorry.
Aye, Sheamus does it. He calls it the white noise. But it was the lungbuster powerbomb, where he does like a sort of lifts him up for a powerbomb, then does a backbreaker. And as far as I'm aware, I haven't seen it since, and I haven't seen it before.
And like when I saw that, like I like popped like up like to the point like I knocked a couple of people around me, and I was like shit. And like I stopped watching the match, and I think what I says to you was, "What the fuck did I see? What the fuck did I just see?" And that was actually great. I remember that.
So I'm really unsanctioned makes sense because Gargano's been let go kayfabe wise. Obviously there is a future for him, and it could be in 205 Live. And if 205 Live continues to be the quality that it has been recently, then I don't mind him being on it.
I think that's where it probably is going to end up. I do.
Him and Ciampa. Vince will want him and Ciampa to team up in the tag titles. Just disregard everything that happened in NXT. See what we're talking about tag titles. There's a rumour going about as well that there is a tag team that are currently not tag team members with each other are going to face the Bar at Mania.
The Broken Hardys. I mean, we're talking about the messenger group as well, and that's what I said in that group is technically true. Like, technically they're not together at the moment.
I know, but that's only because of injury.
I know, but they're not together. To me, that's the only one I can think of, because I thought they would have went to Revival, but they've obviously not. And I think it will be the Broken Hardys, and then I think you'll get the Revival take the titles off the Hardys soon enough as well after that. It's the only thing I can think of. Like, I hope it's not just sort of two people who we've just threw together, because that Sheamus and Cesaro deserve better than that, and that tag titles deserve more respect than that as well.
A lot of the plaudits have went towards the Bar's opponents the last year, but they've been the common denominator the whole time. Like they have been excellent. I gave Seth and Dean a hell of a lot of love.
The Usos went and took one as well, and they deserved it. But we also me and you personally, we've actually given the Bar a lot of credit as well. They've been absolutely excellent. See, when they first had that Best of 7 series, from there onwards, like I've been such a massive fan of both guys.
Aye.
Like I've always been a huge fan of Cesaro, and like we were talking about earlier on, me and you, I think we were the only ones, maybe JR as well, were the only ones that liked the League of Nations. And I think Barry, I suppose, and I think what it is, I think it was that whole British sort of feel to it, and like we were talking about earlier on, those things that happened in it that probably a lot of British folk only got. But like they've been excellent, even when they had when they initially teamed up and they were faces, but when they became a heel about 2 odd years ago, whatever it was, they've just been on an absolute tear. They've been absolutely excellent.
Really good. Like, I really enjoyed the matches that they had with the Hardys. Seth and Dean, obviously. Seth and Jordan. Do you know what? I even quite enjoyed the couple of matches they had with Titus Worldwide as well. But they've been the common denominator the whole time, so they're a constant. And they shouldn't be. I just feel as if it's a bit shit that they're going to be probably losing the titles to people that aren't together. But my picks, I've heard that Jeff is actually cleared by his own doctor, but that's one of those arguments, your own doctor versus WWE doctor. But I can see maybe Bray and Matt teaming up after their ultimate deletion.
I can't wait for that. At the compound, I really hope we get to see. I don't think you'll see Senior Benjamin.
Do you know, he tweeted out.
Oh, did he?
He tweeted out.
I think you'll see Rebby, and I think that's when Jeff might return as well.
I can't remember exactly what Senior Benjamin said, but he had a tweet, and it was like some sort. Maybe it was actually Vanguard 1, like the dilapidated version of Vanguard 1, or something. Something he was holding in his hand, and it said delete on it, and it was like really artistically taken photo. So I wouldn't be surprised if Senior Benjamin came back. And something tells me, as we're talking right now, they've not got anything for Elias and Braun. They had that absolutely random Symphony of Destruction match. It's Nitro all over again. Maybe they'll put them together.
That was really random, I think.
It would be really random, but what else are they going to do with them? They're both on fire. Elias not is the same level, obviously, but he's doing well for himself on Raw just now. He's getting a lot of TV time every single week. He's getting a lot of promo time at pay-per-views. He's been in a main event of a pay-per-view recently. So obviously, although he's not the best wrestler about, and he is just a bit odd, he's doing well for himself. So Vince obviously sees something in him, and clearly Braun needs something huge. And while the tag titles have been rejuvenated, I don't think that's it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was either those two or the Ultimate Deleters.
I think it is going to be the Hardys.
And then
I'm struggling to think of who else it could possibly be.
I don't know. See, we've had them at Hardy's in the bar.
I know, but this is a broken Hardys, so they're completely different.
See, as well, and you've got the New Day and the Usos who are fighting again. And at first I was thinking, I'm not too sure about this again, but after last week's promo,
like,
I'm all for it.
Yeah, and I think Rich obviously had his column as well that he wrote some real good things about it. I even said at the time, I'm looking forward to the match, but it's like we've just saw this, and like I didn't think we needed it this soon, but the match itself is going to be really, really good. The build-up will be good. I mean, everything's going to be really, really good about it, so I'm not going to sit and complain about it too much, but like I said, we did just see this not too long ago, but to me, it just sort of... they didn't want to pull the trigger just yet in the Bludgeon Brothers, and I feel this has almost got like a filler type to it, the feud. Just that they didn't know where to go, so they thought, well, we'll go Usos and New Day, because I've got the Usos retaining. I'll mention it later on. I just feel like that it will be gearing towards the Usos versus the Bludgeon Brothers, and I felt that they might have wanted to hold off until Mania for that.
Did you just call the Usos and New Day a filler feud?
Not in the sense that it's like a filler
trouble.
match they've just thrown out there. To me, it was a case of they wanted a good match on the pay-per-view, because they didn't want to give us Usos and Bludgeon Brothers this quickly, because I think that's where they're going to go, and I think they've just went, right, well, the New Day Usos, we know they can put on a good match, and this is where we'll go, but I think it's like this isn't going to be like a long-term feud. I think once this match is out of the way on Sunday, I think that will be that feud now, put to rest until later on. Just in that sense.
I don't know, it just seems so close to Mania for them to just throw it away when it is the best feud that SmackDown's had for a long
I know,
time.
but then you would think they would have held off then. Then you think they would have given this spot to the Bludgeon Brothers, because why would, like, you had a few weeks back, the Bludgeon Brothers come out and while the Usos were cutting a promo, they've just come marching into the ring, and they've sort of had that where they've sort of looked at one another, and then the Usos done it to them, and then now, just last week you had the Bludgeon Brothers do it to both Usos and New Day. So I don't know. Maybe I think you said, I don't know if you said it last week, but you certainly did say that maybe they're gearing towards a triple threat match, and maybe the Bludgeon Brothers somehow get involved on Sunday.
Either the US title or SmackDown tag title. I don't think it will be the Raw one. One of those titles will be in a ladder match.
I don't know about ladder match. I said it in the messenger group. I think it's just going to be Jinder, Rude and Orton for a US title.
Oh, Jinder. Jeez, oh well.
What? What's wrong with Jinder?
Do you want me to start? What's right with Jinder?
His title reign was a success.
Don't you dare. How was that a success?
Answer me this, right? Ever since AJ got the title, has the attendances went up?
Listen, I'm not talking about attendances. I'm talking about quality of product.
Aye, Jinder put on some great matches.
You're at it. You are at it now. You're trolling.
No, that was a fucking absolute utter disaster of a title reign.
Thank you.
But I mean, I didn't hate it as much as a lot of people hated it, right enough.
It was brutal.
It was shite. It was. It was.
You know, I actually thought it was going to be a triple threat this weekend.
So did I.
I know.
But to me, why have you done Rude? Sorry, not Rude. Jinder and Orton.
And
I don't know. I just have a feeling that's what they're gearing towards, a triple threat.
And Randy Orton was distracted and was on the receiving end of a collapse right after it. Wow,
yep. We've
not seen that happen about 90 times.
Well, in Jinder's defence, it wasn't someone who... It wasn't a member of his entourage or anything like that. It was Bobby Roode that done it. So we haven't seen this finish before. I'm just being an arse. I kind of like Jinder.
Oh my God!
That's it.
You're going to get some. I'm going to see when I put this post out. When I'm doing the plugin, I'm just going to put in the tweet. Ricky says he quite likes Jinder, and just leave it there.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't mind that. I want to before we move on to Fastlane, like preview and prediction and stuff, I want to have a quick talk about Roman and the Lesnar build, if you don't mind.
Right, okay, that came out of nowhere, okay.
I know I was meant to mention it earlier on. The only reason why I was because I was listening to Rich and James earlier on. Was it? In fact, it was yesterday I listened to it. Didn't realise until they said it that Brock beat Kane at a house show live event in 30 seconds in Chicago. And they made a good point, and what they basically says was WWE is basically intentionally doing this, trying to piss the fans off even more, so it looks like, which will then, they hope, will result in people starting to cheer Roman in this feud. And I thought that was a pretty good point, because I never thought of it like that. Alex also didn't know he beat Kane in 30 seconds.
So you need to make sure that you don't injure the big red mare.
What I'm really confused about is how the fuck the big red mare has this amount of time to be wrestling when he's supposedly campaigning.
Aye, how's he got time to campaign when he's running about with the Undertaker in a tent with a Kane mask? He's on Jericho's podcast. Did you see that picture?
Yes.
I know that Kane has worn that mask on and off for 20 years, but he must have felt like an absolute fool sitting there saying, "Hi, vote for Glenn Jacobs. Please mind the red and black leather and the greasy wig."
But that was it. That's all I wanted to say, because I wasn't sure if you knew about the Brock beating Kane in 30 seconds.
Aye, I knew about it. Aye. Do you know they should have Taker as the vice mayor?
Oh fuck, we're going back to this.
And
I don't think there is such a thing as a vice mayor. Well,
I can't remember the term. Chief.
I don't think there is. I think you just get the mayor, and then obviously you get the president and the vice president.
Well, when we get President Jacobs, Taker could be the
vice president.
Aye, and they can be the leaders of destruction.
But are you implying that they want to replace the president they've got right now?
We're not getting political, but
we just are.
Would it not
anyway, but vote for Glenn Jacobs.
Vote for Jacobs, so it means we don't need to see his...
Wait, when is that? When is that? Is that not soon?
I don't know. I think he's been running for mayor for about 5 years now.
See, I thought it was like in January time, and then here he was wrestling in the Royal Rumble.
Imagine when he was coming down to the ring, he was passing out wee rosettes to the fans.
It kind of sounds like that Metro gimmick.
Oh my god. Don't think anyone will get that one, but...
No, just John Ross.
Aye. The Paperboy. So... where were we? Because we've went down an absolute random tangent about Kane dishing out Leaders of Destruction rosettes to the crowd. Imagine he did his the speeches that they give. Like, what? And he used that wee voice. His
voice thing.
Aye, the wee voice machine. Vote for Jacobs.
Jesus, what is going on here?
Right.
Right. Barry's still not put his predictions in.
Well, there's still a couple of things to talk about first. Do you know something? Because we were talking about Smackdown, I thought, right, I'll actually have to watch some of this week. And overall, I've seen worse, although the fact that Cena wasn't there to answer for his actions on Monday annoyed me. But Carmella had a good outing. She lost, but she looked good in defeat. She had a few sort of interesting... See that sort of tarantula move that Tajiri did?
Mm-hmm.
And Emma? She did something like that, and then she sort of followed it up with another sort of over-the-rope submission. And she seemed just to be a bit more aggressive. So, are they giving her some edge? Is something going to happen soon?
I don't know, but like...
It's good to see, though.
It is.
Good to see them doing something with her.
Like, I saw again, I don't know if I saw this I might have saw it on Facebook actually. I understand where people were saying, like, fine, she looks a little bit better and maybe they're giving her a little bit more. But at what point does she cash in?
She's got till June.
She's got till June, right? But I saw someone said, what if Charlotte and Asuka at Mania, Asuka wins, and what if Carmella comes out and cashes in on Asuka and wins the title?
Oh.
Like, come on. That's fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry whoever that was, but that is ridiculous.
Oh, were they being serious?
They were being serious. Like, what if you gave... hold on, we'll give that rub to, no offence again to Carmella, to one of the worst wrestlers we've got.
She's a competent wrestler.
She's competent, right, fine. So maybe she's not the worst, she's competent, okay. But, no. Just no.
Are you sure this person wasn't asking sarcastically?
No. Because someone else replied to that saying, fuck off, basically, to it.
Well, you need to get you off Twitter then.
No, it was on Facebook.
Well, get you off Facebook if you're going to be cheeky to people.
I never reply to them. I don't ever reply. I don't say anything on Facebook to anyone.
I'd noticed.
I like the random articles or random comments and stuff. That's about it.
Thanks for your contribution.
I have like 8 friends on Facebook.
How many friends do you have in real life?
How to find friends like really close, good friends.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'd class you as one of them. Swed.
Will we just move on? We're too tangenty tonight, right? Will we do a Fastlane preview and predictions? I apologise, listeners.
We'll need to get Barry's in at some point.
Aye, but what I'm going to do is I was actually going to take a wee picture of our predictions table once we've got Barry's and actually put it on something like Instagram or something, just so people are aware if they care. But apologies for the tangents tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're back on point now, and we'll talk about Fastlane with our predictions. Ricky, you're at 93 points. I'm on 98. Barry's on 91 and JR is on 70. Just a reminder to all that JR joined the predictions game late. That's why he's got a lower score than the rest of us. So, the first match is Becky and Naomi versus Carmella and Natalya. Your thoughts?
I don't have any.
Neither do I, to be honest with you.
Like, it's a match that's just been thrown together for whatever random reason.
Yeah.
And no, like, I picked Becky and Naomi. There's no real reason or conviction behind it.
I have also picked. I know JR has also picked back Becky and Naomi, but I've went for Carmella and Natalya. Just the whole one person
Carmella thing.
Not so much that, just one person wins a match on Smackdown and the opposite person wins it at the pay-per-view. And from the rest of my predictions, it's quite a face-heavy victory night. So we need a wee heel win in there somewhere. So I'm going for Carmella and Natalya.
That makes sense.
Yep. Thanks. Charlotte versus Ruby Riott.
Not much to say about it. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this match.
Aye, like, there's not much build to it, but see, from a wrestling point of view, that'll be a good match.
It'll be a good match. Obviously, we get the best female wrestler in the company, and there's absolutely no reason for her to lose this title. And I don't think it's going to be like in any danger of that happening.
I'm just worried about shenanigans, though.
No, I think for me the only thing it might not so much interest me, but I think the only shenanigans or whatever it might take place after the match, and then you might see a potential Carmella cash in again.
Aye, I think that's possible, but we've been saying that for the last few pay-per-views.
I know, but obviously now we're starting to get closer and closer to a time where she needs to start cashing it in. And we had that slight where she tried to cash it in on the Smackdown, remember, a few weeks back.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's usually a telltale sign that something's about to happen.
Maybe.
Not all the time, but now and again. But we've all went for Charlotte there, basically.
Yep.
The US title match, which I at first thought it was a triple threat, but it's not anymore, thank goodness. Hopefully Randy Orton mentally turns up for this one. I
think he will. I think their styles are going to be quite good. I'm actually really looking forward to this match, if I'm honest.
I see.
I'm really looking forward to it.
It's a decent card.
It is. It's more than a decent card. I think those 4 male matches we've got, like, I think have all got the potential to be really good, and I think Charlotte and Ruby Riott has also got the potential to be good.
Aye. So that's the thing. It looks like it's going to be good. Then Road Dogg will fucking do some shite booking somewhere. Roode, I've went for Bobby Roode to win.
Yeah, I went with Bobby Roode as well, but like I say, I have a feeling, I don't know if Jinder's going to get involved or just now, but I think it's going to be Triple Threat Mania, and I wouldn't be too shocked if Jinder did get involved and it ended like that.
Do you know you're actually
double count out, or a DQ or something?
Aye, it'll be a weak win for Bobby Roode because Jinder will come down and batter Orton, and just through disqualification, Bobby Roode wins like a pure flat victory. That's exactly what's going to happen, isn't it? My God, Brian James, get a grip of yourself, pal.
Yep.
Next up, a match that has been teased for a week or so is Nakamura versus Rusev. We've all went for Nakamura here. Surely they're not going to have him lose momentum on the way to WrestleMania.
Do you want to read out what I wrote?
You said Naka, but fuck Naka.
Fuck Naka indeed.
So first of all, you're saying that Jinder is actually quite good, and then you're saying fuck Naka. What's wrong with you tonight?
Only because he's taking on Rusev. Like, I would have rather it wasn't Rusev, like, because we know it's going to be an inevitable Naka win. Like, could we not have got Naka versus Corbin and Rusev in the title picture? It's the only reason. I like Naka. I really like Naka. I think he's great. But it's just that,
that match will fail to impress for me because that's just going to be a comedy match.
I hope not. Like, give them at least, like, because, like, what not here? That's 6 matches in total.
As far as I'm aware, yeah.
6. You're looking at 3 hours. The main event, you imagine, will get at least half an hour. Usos New Day should get at least 20-25 minutes, maybe.
Yep.
I think that Naka Rusev match will get at least 15 odd minutes.
Well, funnily enough, right, so we've all went for Nakamura. JR put in the wee notes thing on the Google Docs. Naka, and this will be a 4+ star match if they get more than 15 minutes. And when I saw that, I just thought, not a chance. So I've actually laid a challenge down, because there's no way that this is going to be a 4+ star match. So I've decided, right, if it gets over 3.5 Meltzer stars, I'll actually take 5 points off my total. My overall total, so I'm sitting at 98.
Over?
Yes.
Over.
So if it's 3.5, I'm not losing my points. If it's 3.75, I'll take the points off me, because, right, fair enough, I missed quite a lot of Rusev's initial US title run. How many really, really good matches has Rusev had? Singles?
Well, I don't know, but that US title run was one of the greatest US title runs ever, and his WrestleMania entrance was the greatest WrestleMania entrance you'll ever see in your life.
That doesn't mean it's going to be a 4-star match.
The man's great.
You're not arguing the point at all here.
I mean, I can't remember the last real solid great match you put on, partly because that's down to booking and how his character's portrayed.
I know. And when was the last time that Nakamura had a really solid match on the main roster?
I've yet to see one.
There we go. It's going to be 3.5 or 3.25. You know, I don't put a lot of stake in Meltzer's stuff. But
I mean, I don't understand why you're getting so angry with me. It's not me that said this.
JR's not here to account for himself.
Fuck's sake, John Ross.
So, there we go. If it is 3.75 and over, I will take 5 points off my total tally. So I'll be back in the mix with the other guys. Right. So we've got, for me, which will probably be the match of the night, and the Usos versus the New Days.
The New Days?
The New Days. Usos versus New Day. We've got 3 different options selected here. Not sure what Barry's said yet, but JR's went for New Day. You've went for Usos.
Mm-hmm.
And I've went for... I'm not sure if it's my final decision. I've went for no contest, but I think because there's going to be some fuckery involved in the US title match, I'm going to stick with an Usos win. I might be wrong there.
I mean, I can see the no contest in the same sense I see it in the US title match, that I see the Bludgeon Brothers somehow getting involved and doing something. So, again, you're this far out from Mania. To me, a title change just doesn't make sense at the moment.
No. And I just want to remind people, right, fair enough, Bludgeon Brothers look like the love children of Freddy Krueger and Kane, right? But the Usos and the Wyatts had really good tag matches a couple of years ago, like really top-notch matches. So the promo game might not be strong this time, but if it does happen, then it's going to be a decent match. However, that has pre-show written all over it, and the Usos will not be happy.
No, I know we're going off now again a wee bit, but that they can't be put on the pre-show again at Mania. This is... Now, granted, we don't watch too much wrestling outside WWE/NXT and stuff, but you're going to be very hard pressed to find a better tag team right now in the world, and they're the best tag team in the WWE for me.
Yep.
So treat them like it.
I agree. You know I'm a big Revival mark, but booking influences opinion, and they've been booked badly since they returned from injury. Usos have not been booked badly, so I'll hold my hands up. Booking influences my opinion. Usos have been let off the leash, and they are stunning. They put on quality. They put on quality matches all the time. Their promo. They're probably the best tag team going at the moment. They're definitely the best promos going at the moment.
Everything about them is just unbelievable. In-ring ability, the way they present themselves, like their ring attire, etc., their demeanour, aura, promo skills, like
they've got everything.
They are the cream of the crop in that company.
I saw a thing on Instagram that was a rumoured brand split, brand extent, like a rumoured draft, and it had the Usos on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
With the way Usos are at the moment, would you team them up with Roman again? That would
because Roman is not going to be a heel.
I know, but the Usos aren't exactly heels anymore. They are definitely tweeners.
I know, but I still don't. Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think either of them need each other anyway. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No, I understand. I think, I mean, it would be good though if you had them all three as a heel. They two Usos had the tag titles and Roman had the Universal title. Something like that would be excellent, almost like a different version of a Shield.
Imagine they all came out in the Shield gear. Right, so I've went for Usos, as have you, and JR's went for the New Day. And lastly, it's a 6-pack challenge, and the winner will get 3 points if they pick the correct person. I was going to say that.
I would, if I was you, I would just make that 1 point.
Because we've all went for AJ.
Because I feel the winner is almost inevitable. I just can't see them it not being AJ.
Right. They're not. I mean, that's the thing. They've got all this carry on going on. And I really, really don't see them changing it this late in the day with AJ not having a title shot, or defending the title, at Mania.
Mm-hmm.
So, right, that's fine. 1 point for that. But things obviously took a twist when Sammy Haluva kicked Kevin Owens in Smackdown there.
I know, and an interesting thing was, it was like Sammy was like, tonight wasn't for a title, tonight was just proving who's the best and I'm the best. It was almost to prove up, to show everyone and show Kevin Owens that I'm better than you, I can beat you, but just keep in mind I'm laying down for you so you can get the win.
I honestly think he will.
Almost implying like you can't win this on your own, and you need me.
See, what I think will happen throughout this match, Kevin Owens will be paranoid throughout it. He'll keep watching his back to see where Sammy is, and then Sammy will go out his way to help him. They'll do double team moves, they'll eliminate the rest of them, and there will be an instance where Sammy does lay down, Jeff Jarrett style, and Kevin Owens will be like, fuck, I don't know what to do here, and then he goes for it, and then Sami Zayn will do a Paul Smackage, brother.
So is it an elimination match?
No, they would have said that. They've specifically called it a 6-pack challenge, I think, haven't they?
Yeah.
Nah, it's just good. It's not an elimination because they had that in the chamber. They won't do that again. So I think Sammy will go for the roll up when Kevin goes to pin him, but someone will break it up.
And that's when AJ comes in and does a roll up or hits a forearm or something to take advantage for the win.
Uh-huh. Do you know what I was thinking in SmackDown there as well? I know we've been quite critical of how Dolph Ziggler's been booked recently, but I would be quite happy seeing Ziggler and AJ in a feud. I'd happily see them in matches together.
Oh, definitely, because Dolph's actually really good if people would actually watch him.
He is a good wrestler. He's just that whole carry on with him walking away from his job and then getting title shots. But
yep.
If it was just the two
Walked
of them...
Walked away from his job and got a promotion.
I mean, see, if it was AJ and Ziggler on their own at Fastlane, that's a perfect February pay-per-view main event.
I know.
But you've got Baron Corbin in there.
Why?
The power of Corbin, that's why.
Just why?
I don't know. I don't have the answers. Only Brian James has the answers. Before we start...
I'm confused. I don't get it, but anyway, whatever. After a triple threat match just between AJ, KO and Sammy would have been good, because then...
Well, they've done that.
It would have. I know they would have done that, but you would have started off with a 2-on-1, and then at some point you would have had those two suddenly turn on each other. Almost like what happened with Bayley and Sasha at the Chamber.
What's going on with those two as well?
Don't know, hopefully at least a match at Mania.
Hopefully it leads to something, because this slow tease is getting a bit annoying. I'm all for a match between the two of them.
As long as... I want Sasha to be heel again.
They're making out...
Bayley being a heel would be interesting and different, but goodness knows how you fuck that character up.
Bayley's the one that's acting a bit arsey at the moment, like walking away from tags, sort of scowling at them when Sasha raises her hand. So I think they'll stick with Sasha turning heel. Sasha will say, "Do you know what? Fuck you," and just lay her out 1 week. And say, because now you had Seth and Dean. There was a lot of will they, won't they, when they finally reunited. Well, this is kind of similar, except this time Sasha's just going to say, "Nah, stuff this," and just lay her out and go full boss mode again. And we'll have another match of the year on our cards.
Hopefully. Just like Brooklyn.
Yep. Anything else you want to talk about before we do the quiz?
No.
So definite there. Right.
I think we've. I mean, we've only gone on for an hour, but we've covered quite a lot so far.
I have. That's fine though. I'm happy to close off early, but we will finish, of course, with our quiz, and I will splice in some music now.
It's fucking quiz time with Ricky and Clive and friends. A fucking WWE quiz.
Okay, Ricky, your turn this week.
So, I actually started off with a quiz before I got another idea, so I wrote down 2 questions. So I'm just going to ask you those 2 questions anyway, since they're written here, and I'll move on to the actual proper quiz if you don't mind.
Okay.
Right, so there was a 6-man Hell in a Cell match. Do you remember it?
Yes.
Name all 6 wrestlers who were in that match.
Steve Austin, The Rock, Triple H, Undertaker, Kurt Angle, Rikishi.
That is just... Look at the names you just rattled off.
It is
unbelievable.
Like the Titans, 5 absolute Titans of the Aggression era.
And Jimmy.
Sorry, not the Attitude era, sorry.
Right, so which pay-per-view did this take place?
Armageddon 2000. I remember it very well because it was one of those pay-per-views that was on UK's Channel 4. Because I didn't.
You were probably Barry's watching it as well.
No, I was in the house. I didn't have Sky Sports in the house, so whenever they had the UK pay-per-views on Channel 4, I was like, you dancer. And they were usually pretty good.
Moving on. So, this is the actual quiz now. So, I'm going to play you some wrestlers' themes for 5 seconds, and you have to guess who it is.
Nice one.
Right, so we shall start now, and here is the very first one.
Right, that was when Undertaker was doing his whole satanic stuff.
Yes, when he was the Ministry of Darkness.
That was excellent, that music.
Oh, it really was. Right, so number 2 is, and we will get it in now.
So, is this quiz just basically guess the Ministry of Darkness members' entrance music?
No, not at all.
That's the Acolyte Protection Agency.
Correct.
Another cracking music, theme tune.
I know, that really was. right. Sorry. Right, and number 3, and we'll go right now.
Oh, yep, that chord change there, that was Mankind's original music.
I know, I felt like I had to extend that just slightly because I don't think you were going to get it.
I had an idea,
but short.
And then it changed.
Right. And this is number 4, and here we go now.
Oh, Raven.
Yes, what a tune.
Have you been enjoying yourself making this quiz up?
This has been an excellent quiz. I kind of wish I still had that that WWF entrance song CD we all had back in the day. That was absolutely excellent.
WWF music.
Right, so here we go. Is this number 5? Yes, it is. So, number 5.
Yep.
This is like one of my absolute all-time favourite entrances.
Jackie Swagger.
Correct. I wonder if he'll come out with that in his on the Bellator.
It's probably copyrighted or something. He might not be able to use it.
That's probably right. You'll want to get
that's quite good music.
Permission. Sorry?
That is quite good, that music.
It is. It's dead patriotic in it.
You're such
right.
You and your American patriotism.
What's wrong with that? Right, here we go. And the next one, I will get a note.
One of these men is currently the costume designer for Okada with the pants. That was too cool.
Well, I mean, it was Rikishi's.
Oh, was it actually Rikishi's? I thought it was all of them.
It might have been, but I know Rikishi definitely had that. But anyway, moving on. Here we go again. Ready?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Keep us going for a bit.
Right, okay. Oh, I can't remember that at the start of his music.
Surely you remember it.
Aye, I don't remember the singing at the start though.
Yeah.
It was Benoit's, if that's what you're wanting.
Yep. Every single time I hear his music, it reminds me of that video you sent me on YouTube.
Oh, when it was Benoit spliced.
The new Smackdown GM.
No. I thought you were talking about the music, Benoit's music spliced with Dean Ambrose's.
No. What was that?
There's lots of videos out there where wrestlers' music, two different wrestling music's been spliced together. Ty Dillinger's and Nakamura's is excellent.
I need to listen to that. I never knew that.
Aye, there's quite a few, and there's Ambrose and Benoit. I think Christian and Benoit's goes really well together.
Benoit's is excellent fucking entrance music as well.
I know.
Right, moving on. Here we go. Ready?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I tried to get the...
That's alright. It's
the non-audio
Eddie
version. Yes. Mr. Guerrero himself. Right.
How many more are there?
That was the last one, but I'm going to try and quickly find another one. Right, here we go. And it will be coming up now. Oh, no, it won't. If you just give me a second. Right, here we go. you know it?
Not really, but I'm going to go with either. Imagine this was a tag team, right? Either Tatanka or Kenzo Suzuki.
Well, it wasn't either of them. It was Yokozuna.
So it was. Poor show from me there.
Oh well. You got everyone right bar that final one.
I did well, yes, thank you. That was a good quiz. I quite enjoyed that. So, will we call it quits tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Right, before we go, make sure you leave us a 5-star, I can't speak, rate and review the podcast, the Social Suplex Podcast Network, with 5 stars on any app that you have, iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, all that stuff. There's also podcasts from One Nation Radio with Rich and James, the SMC Wrestling Podcast with Caleb, Carl and Rance, and Keeping It Strong Style with Jeremy and Josh, covering all things New Japan, and there's a lot of crossover with Ring of Honor at the moment, so they're covering quite a lot of that. Mentioned earlier about the Wrestling Squares Circle Facebook group. Come along and join the chat. Socialsuplex.com has many a column from myself, Rich, Jordan Fox, many others, Tom, Robert, there's loads there. Can't remember everyone's surname at the moment, I apologise. There's a subscribe function on the socialsuplex.com website where if you press subscribe you will get all the columns and podcasts given to you, like directly to your email address, so that sounds like good fun. I've done it myself actually. That's us. Follow us at Ricky and Clive on Twitter and Facebook. Enjoy Fastlane, hopefully, and we'll speak to you next week.
Indeed. Take care, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Ricky and Clive Wrestling Podcast. We'll see you next time.